All right, guys. It's semi-final time. Astrea in the top right side, Clem in the bottom left, and it's the semi-finals of the Pigstarcraft Cup. Now, I do want in future weeks for us to try to make this into a best of 5. I've brought it up with Stego, and I know the pros usually just want to get in and out, win their money as quickly as possible, but I think it would add for some more epic series. So you guys let me know in the comments in the chat. Do you agree? Best of 5s? Bring back the best of... I feel like best of 5s in weekly cups just adds so much fun to it, so much excitement. You get more chance for comebacks, less of those sudden 2-0 one-sided semis, but either way, hope we get a good best of 3 for us here in this week. Oh, that's actually a really nice micro, dude. Shame he didn't shade a bit further away. The Adept might have been able to get a bit of shield regen or even recall, but 2 SCVs is still great for an early Adept. The Reaper didn't kill anything, and that's just a fantastic start for Astrea, who's already got a very quick second gate, blink on the way. And he's looking for that third base pre-robot. I love this build. I love this build because this really forces Terran to be way more aggressive or greedy themselves. He's going to see this Nexus soon. Oh, he doesn't even see it. The Stalker's in front of him. That's great. Denying the scout on the third, denying that information. Great move for Astrea. He's already getting ready to put maybe a pylon in that north as well to see any medevacs coming over. Sentry comes forward. Hallucination goes out. He will see where that Reaper's coming from, and he should be able to intercept that as well. And we're just seeing the vision is being denied, man. Like, Clem's like, can I please see what's going on? And he should be able to see the Nexus, but he might die for it. Oh, he survives. Dude, Clem's Reaper is ridiculous. Oh, damn, Jim Chess. Thank you so much for the support, mate. I was asking earlier, but I didn't get to see if you responded. Did people help you out with the issue? Jim Chess is a brand new StarCraft player who was running into issues in the ladder. And I know a few people have been giving each other advice in my Discord, but hope you got help for that problem you were having. Thanks for the support, mate. After this game, I can have a good read of chat. So let us know at the end of this game if you've got any more questions. We'll try to help you out. Oh, hallucinating probes to set off the Widow Mines, guys. Dude, Astrea is such a 300 IQ player. Oh, I love it. But Reaper catches him out of position. That's going to do some damage, potentially. One Widow Mine does go down, but the medevac getting shot down is huge. 2 probes go down to the Reaper. The Reaper just got yeeted into the forest over there. Widow Mine does burrow and unburrow. The Stalkers, though, going to be able to chase it down, I think. Yeah. Dude, what a shutdown. Guys, Astrea just played this flawlessly. He's spamming hallucinations to both scout, to see where the medevac's coming from, to see where the Reaper's coming from, and hallucinated probes even to set off the Widow Mines. Now he shuts all that down. He's got a quick third, charge, forge, and Robo Bay on the way. This is the best form of Astrea. When Astrea has an opening like this, man, he is so good. Problem, case in point for Clem fans out there, Clem is a god of the game who has won the most one-sided world championship of all time. Okay, yeah. Also, Astrea, sometimes his haters do nickname him Throwstrea, because they feel like when he gets ahead, he's not always the most decisive at finishing the game off. I think that's a bit of a hater nickname. I don't like it. I don't think that's fair. But I gotta say, I've seen Showtime up like 60 supply versus Clem and unable to kill him in the past. Showtime being obviously one of the best Protoss players in the world, one of the most consistent over the last 8 years now, I guess, since Showtime first became like a championship winner. 2016, I think, is when Showtime won his first Premier tournament. So, yeah, it's hard to just put Clem in the ground. Even earlier today, there was a game where MaxPax just could not put Clem in the ground. He did end up getting him, but there's always these moments where you think, ooh, is he just going to survive? Damn, dude. That was good damage there. Oh, Raven's not in hold position. Ooh, okay, I thought the Phoenix might chase it in. But a few more probes getting in unnecessarily. I think 7 probes going down. The Raven and the Reaper actually found the damage, even though the Widow Mine drop got shut down. Tanks are there. Stalkers need to get out. Oof, gets himself a Marine before blinking back. Good judgment on how long there was between tank shots. Stim shields +1. And a third command center up surprisingly quick. Clem's macro is actually on point. It's really on point. Astrea needs a quick 4th base. If he wants to continue his lead, he needs to build a 4th. Oh, no! Oh, beautiful. Beautiful flank. Clem sends Bio around the side, flanks the Stalkers. They blink what they think is away from the army. They blinked into the flank of the Bio. That was a great trap. Medevacs might not be here yet. The first one's only now arriving, but that was huge. And you can see Clem, he's got a quicker third than normal, and yet he's still doing a kind of crazy move for it. If the Immortal hits the tanks, that would be big. The Immortal, it's shift-clicked on the tanks. The Colossus is going to go down, though. Ah, the tank focus firing the Colossus was huge there. Great play by Clem to get value out of what looked like a very bad position. So Astrea ambushes the army, gets rid of the tanks, some marauders, some mines, but he does lose his first Colossus. Looks like an observer maybe just got scanned down there as well. As Clem's going, how did you know I was coming? You must have had an observer on me. Stalker's come forward. Astrea's not watching, so he does not blink in time. Widowmine gets a Stalker, always worth it. If Astrea's watching this time, he should be able to blink, and he is able to, but then he realizes, wait, your army's better than mine. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, Astrea should not be out here. This is really bad. If that Colossus goes down, it might just be game over. He's got a Zealot run by coming in, Colossus Stalker, and a single probe on the front trying to defend. He's continuing to fight for room. You can see the way Astrea is saying, look, I just can't give up ground against you. Does lose another Stalker, a bit of splash damage, but the Zealots on the third base find the damage, and Astrea's fourth base does survive here. There is a Raven coming in. He wanted to auto-turret harass, but look at that, Clem. So good with his micro, realized one probe is not worth it, so he goes back to the other base. Stalkers come in though, and they will manage to shut that down. Only one probe kill. Not too bad for Astrea. Double upgrades, 2-1 on the way for Astrea. He's only on 8 gateways, single robo. I'd say that's the weakness of his setup. So if Astrea can either add 3 or 4 more gateways, get a second robo up, something like that, just to give him a little bit more production, that would be very vital. Fourth Command Center and Ghost Academy coming in. Still no second Engineering Bay and Armory. They're just now starting. So Clem will be behind on the upgrade momentum. How many medevacs does he have? Just 4. He's already building Vikings because he fears the Colossus. But 4 medevacs means you can't really use drop play. Because if you send 2 medevacs away, you've only got 2 with your army, which is nowhere near enough healing. Raven comes back in once again. I'm telling you, man, this Raven, it doesn't have that many kills. It's on 9, but it's just annoying. It's just one of those things. Clem's so good at not F2ing that he really doesn't have to pay much of a cost. He just leaves the Raven in the corner. He's like, it's fine, I'll scan the observers. I'll spot them anyway, because I'm really good at spotting invisible units. And it'll be A-okay. 3 more barracks go down for Clem. Astrea does go for the 12 gate count, second robo. And I'd like to see a 5th base. Where do you take it on this map, though? Maybe one of these purple gas bases in the middle of the map. There are 4 middle of the map bases that are purple. We are on ley lines, by the way, guys. You can see there's purple mana leaking its way out of the map. Part of what no doubt enriches these Vespian gas geysers. Second starport on the way. It's building on the factory. On the factory reactor, I believe. Where is the factory? It's looking for warp prisms. It's a scouting factory from now on. Doesn't really want to produce out of that anymore. Zealots. That's a lot of Zealots, guys. Nice hold position. Cleans up the Widow Mines and then just run away. So many Zealots. You show like 16 Zealots like that, and you know Clem's going to be like, okay, let's have extra insurance. Let's make sure we have lots of units ready to defend. Astrea is the one with a lot more map vision right now. Raven comes in yet again. He says, nah, I am annoying. Gonna get himself 2, 3 more probes at least. Oh my gosh, 4 more. Nice move. Zealots come in from that side. EMPs and Widow Mines land some hits on them, but it's just cheap Zealots for now. Since the tower does get set on fire, Colossus, Stalker, Zealot doing what they can. Zealot flank from the left as well. Clem needs to get out of here. Stalkers blink on top. As Astrea getting a bit too excited. Fighting into a planetary is usually not a good idea. Remember, the planetary is 1 less armor, but fighting the planetary with the Terran army there, never a good idea. Vikings take out one of the Colossus. They're going to take out a second one. This is huge. Yeah, Astrea got a bit excited there. He tries to go for the timing, but he was like 30 seconds too late. If he got there before the planetary was up, I can totally get behind him taking that fight. But doing it then, a little bit too late. And having lost the Colossus, to be fair, Clem does have 10 Vikings that are kind of dead weights right now, but going to disrupt his 3-2 upgrades coming in for Astrea. Clem has 2-2 almost finished. He's not too far behind. He's squeezing in a 5th command center in a very dangerous location. I would absolutely run forward and click on that if I was Astrea. There are a few things that incite me to click with my important thing, but if I see an exposed command center on the front like that, I cannot resist. Nice disruptor shot, but even better dodge for Clem, who just EMPs and runs towards a giant Protoss army. Astrea does say, sure, let's fight. You want to fight? Let's fight. There are more disruptors where that came from. Only 3 so far, though. Another disruptor shot comes forward. It's much harder to dodge the disruptor shots now, but because of that extra radius. But remember, they will not one-shot a Marauder unless it's taken extra damage. 100 damage per disruptor shot now. Disruptors still force supply as well, severely weakening the Protoss maxed out. Tempests have been a big part of what we've seen in a lot of the practice games so far, because people were testing the new Tempest. I don't actually think it's good on most maps, because the maps are quite spread out. I think a guy like Clem can out-micro you on multiple fronts, but oh my god, Zealot flank. Zealot flank coming in. The balls hitting the Marauders there. Second disruptor shot finishing them off. Oh, he almost friendly fires. But you know what? Really good cleanup for Astrea. And units lost tab is 2,500 ahead for Clem. But Astrea's got control of the middle of the map. He does need a few more gases to go down soon. His +3 attack's about to finish. 3-2 against 2-2. His +3 armor has started. Zealot Stalker comes in. Raven goes down. Vikings getting hammered by those Stalkers. Disruptor's trying to land. Not really landing the big juicies that he's looking for. Oh, he lands a big juicy on the Marauders. A second one to seal the deal. And Astrea rolling over the top with Zealot, Stalker, Sentry. Looking fantastic there. Astrea's playing so good, man. Wow. Who thought we'd be seeing 180 supply versus 110 in this first game? Clem versus Astrea, but he had an excellent start, man. Intercepting the drop, shutting it down, and even though Clem's found little bits of damage, bringing it up to 16 probes throughout the course of the game, you can just see that he didn't quite have his feet underneath him. He had too many Vikings against the Colossus. He overcommitted to those, wasn't able to replace those with enough Marauders, Ghosts, Marines, and so found himself in a really hard spot. Disruptors go forward. Decent Disruptor shots. Not bad at all. The Planetary, though, does tank a little bit. Astrea pulls back with his main army, re-engages on the important units. I like to see him click on the Sensor Tower. Sensor Towers, of course, are very cheap in this patch, but they don't give anywhere near as much of a radius as they used to. If you look at the old radius of the Sensor Tower before it was patched, not just this patch, but the one previously, many seasons ago as well, it's huge. From 30 down to 22 radius. Disruptors landing some big hits, unable to take the Planetary out. Clem right now holding on with this defensive bastion, mass repair, playing dodgeball. The problem here is that it's Astrea. This is a one-sided game of dodgeball. Astrea's the only one who gets to throw balls. Clem just has to play dodgies. So it's I can dodge all day, I can dance all day, but if I never get to throw any balls back at you, there is no win condition, and Astrea does take game one. All right, guys, Astrea going for an early probe harass on Clem here. He's going to try and delay the SCV a little bit. Going to see what damage he can do. Clem down a game. Clem watched the replay after that. Clem has been having a rough day in PvT. I don't know if there's like an adjusting to the map problem that he's having. Or the maps. I mean, he's been opening Widow Mine drop most games today. And he's also been losing most games. I'm going to go out on a limb, guys, and say Clem should stop Widow Mine dropping. Number one. Number two, use Cyclones. Or, you know, just mix in like a 3cc 3 racks, like the Beyond build. Like, just do something, maybe a Hellion drop. I don't know. I would like to see something a little bit different. If he does do a Widow Mine drop, I want to see him be very cautious with it, hide in the dead space, and not really commit. And then pair it up with Raven Harass. Or pair it up with, you know, like the Widow Mine drop comes from one side, the Liberator hits from the other, and then the Tank Marine push hits the front. You know, we know that Protoss is worse versus tank pushes without battery overcharge. So I'd really like to see Clem punish that. Number one. Number two, Protoss are usually opening Stargate. So opening early Cyclone pressure, I think, could be really effective at kind of preemptively shutting it down and then giving you the freedom to do whatever you want afterwards while Protoss is in the dark. So we'll see what Clem goes for. He's gone double gas. He's got Hellions and double Reaper. Oh, my lord. So Clem has chosen violence. And not complicated violence, not elegant violence, just me pick up a piece of glass off ground and me try to shank you. Like this is basically, I'm just going to run in there with a bunch of Reapers and Aliens, and I hope your pants are down. Because if they are, I can just kill so much stuff. Like, if you don't build... I mean, you can have an Oracle, so that actually checkmates this opening. Why would you do this in a meta with the new energy ability? Guys, this build sucks for Clem. It's fine if there's not a Stargate opening, but, I mean, Astrea already didn't play Stargate in game one. You know he's going to do it game two. Oracle benefits the most from the energy ability. I feel like the Oracle shuts this down. Astrea doesn't lose a single unit. This might be a bad choice. He's going for a very delayed 3 racks factory marine tank all in afterwards. I like the follow-up all in. I don't like the opening, but let's see what he can make of it. Oracle comes forward and shuts it down. He fills up the energy. He's going to just kill one Hellion. Clem split that off as a sacrifice. But yeah, he gets himself 1 Adept for 1 Hellion, which I guess isn't terrible. Does force the Oracle to stay at home. Really quick Twilight Council. He's going to go straight Blink as Astrea, guys. Now, I actually think Charge is better against this particular push, but at pro level, you don't know this push is coming. Of course, you're not going to be doing that. Now, the Reaper Hellion is keeping his scouting at home, which is kind of cool. Dude, look at the way he's splitting his units up. Clem's like, scatter, scatter! Does lose 2 Reapers there, but the problem for Astrea is he doesn't know about this 3-rack all in. Wait, why is there an engineering bay? Is he actually going to build a turret in each mineral line? I guess he is. Normally, you wouldn't bother with upgrades with this build, guys. You're basically just waiting for stim shields, a few marauders, a few marines, and it is a medevacless all-in. Yeah, it technically isn't all-in. I guess you have a transition, but it is, I am only on 2 gas. I don't need a 3rd and 4th gas. You often pull some SCVs to repair tanks, and you usually move out with 3 tanks. So I think he's going to build 1 more tank, and when that tank pops is when he'll push out. He might move out even sooner. We'll see how he does it, man. Building that much Reaper Hellion costs a lot, though. And Astrea didn't take any direct damage. The problem for Astrea is he doesn't know what's happening. But if he can see it... No, don't pull away, Astrea! Astrea, what is this tragic Oracle scouting? He's going to hunt down the Reaper Hellion. You need to see this push, bro. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Astrea should see it. He sees it. Okay, he realizes what's happening. He's got Blink almost finished. Templar Archives is on the way. Gateways. He needs to build 4 gateways in that main base. Give up the 3rd base. You do not need to defend your 3rd. You need gateways. He's only got 3 right now. He needs to build gates in that main. He's got the money for it. Astrea's panicking. He's not building the gates. Good Stalker micro, but if he doesn't have the gate production, then and no charge and no gateway production is very bad. Losing this 3rd is not a problem at all. If he builds gateways, he's building pylons right now so he doesn't get supply blocked. But he's still floating a little bit of minerals. Oh, I think he tried to throw up a stasis trap, but it got cleaned up there by those tanks. I'd love to see the Oracle rotate around and try to get some energy. Stalker's trying to come in from... Oh, he sits on the pillar! The Oracle was trying to sit on the pillar. That's super cool. Oh, and the Stalker's going to outposition this. Stim and shields are done, though. But as long as you stay away from the tanks, Marines are really going to struggle to deal with these Stalkers. Cute maneuver there for Astrea. Behind this Starport and 3rd and 4th gas are coming up. So Clem's going to transition into a more standard game, saying, you know what, I'm probably not going to win with this, but at least I've killed your 3rd. Gateway count is still only at 3 gateways. Astrea is actually a mad lad. No charge, no extra gateways until now. Finally charge and go into 6 gateways, but only with a massive delay. Oh, Clem comes forward and split fires. Who does that? That was such a snap recall for Astrea before Clem even jumped on him. I thought he'd get all but 1 Stalker out, but Clem manages to kill 2 of them because his focus fire is ridiculous. Most players would shift-click the weak Stalkers with the whole group. Clem told all of his guys to attack 1 Stalker, boxed half, and clicked on the other Stalker. Incredibly fast micro. Stalker. Micro is good. He's got Storm almost ready, but not quite yet. And this push. Oh, this is where charge would just win the game. This is where 6-gate charge just like destroys this army. But he was being very energy focused, very fancy. I do like that move. Oracle grabs itself a Marine. does only get 1 though. He's going to go back for more. He's like, yeah, let's go in maybe. Oracle, it's kind of cool having more Oracle energy. It's so fancy trying to defend this stuff. Charge is still not ready, guys. Oracle on the high ground. I love the way he's using Oracles on pillars to try and scout what's going on. It really is exceptionally well done. But that 3rd base is in big trouble. He's still building probes right now. Astrea is actually a crazy person, guys. Who builds probes when there's tanks outside their natural? Astrea does that too. Oracle comes in, kills a Marine, does a bit of damage here to a few Marines, Marauders, and tanks. Gets a stim out of a few of the units as well. Remember, the first 2 medevacs are only now coming across this map. But that doesn't mean... Storm! Oh, big Storm. Zealots are going to charge on top. Stalkers, look at the way he's blinking his Stalkers one at a time so they stay spread out. But Clem focus fires every single High Templar with his tanks. Like an absolute savage, but Astrea's on the warpath. He's chasing him down. Who focuses down all the High Templar every single time? This is the problem with Clem. He focus fires things that for the first decade in StarCraft 2, no one ever focus fired. He focus fires all of his Widow Mines, all of his tanks. He's just a naughty boy. He cheats. He cheats, guys. He cheats by being better than everybody else and doing things that aren't fair because you're not meant to do that. You're meant to be lazy like all of the rest of us Terran players. And Clem's like, no, what? What do you mean? Oh, he's like, yeah, I am pretty lazy. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm just clicking at 400 APM average. Freak. Disgusting. No, I love Clem, guys. Clem's cool. Clem is unreasonably good, though. I will stand by that. Double Forge in the back of the main base. This is a position where I can see this getting dropped and sniped maybe later in the game. 1-1 upgrade's very delayed for Protoss, and the 4th base now finally going down. I think the Robo's really important because you need a Warp Prism to put these High Templar inside, make them a bit more mobile. I love that there's some stasis traps coming out. 3rd base is now landed for Clem, and Clem has got his Ghost Academy. Oh, the Oracle dies. That's a bummer. I feel like that Oracle could have been so useful for just spamming stasis traps all game long. Put them down everywhere, you know? Armory and second engineering bay. Now that's interesting, guys. So Clem has opted for faster upgrades rather than going for the fourth command center. The previous games we've seen from him today, it was a lot more fast fourth command center. Oh, dude. Getting himself 3 Marauders. Astrea says, give me them juicies. Oh, and he baits you into the storm as well. But Clem pulls back all those Marines, barely keeping them alive, despite tanking some storm to the face. Goes for a drop out the north side. Pylon spotters up there. Should see him coming, though. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. It is weird that Revelation works on rocks, isn't it, guys? That is a weird thing that's always been in the game. Pylon does go down. Bio Ghost moving to that bottom side. Astrea's lost track. Dude, losing the Oracle is going to lose him the game. Because look, he's just not in position to defend his fourth. Clem goes around him while distracting in the north. And even though Astrea gets a nice cleanup on that drop in the south, Clem says, thanks for the freebie, mate. Astrea will run his probes pretty quickly, but he's just not in position, which means the Widow Mines are going to cause him problems. He's going to go forward now, intercept these units. Okay, he does intercept the rally, which is cute. Will the Ghost get an EMP off? Nope, just going to run away. Fourth base goes down. Clem to try and extricate these units from the danger zone. Sees that Astrea is backing off, though. Astrea is going to try and take that northern nexus. Oh, good feedbacks. Feedbacks the Ghost there. Stalker's blinking forward, taking out Medevacs. He's going to get rid of 2 Medevacs. Storm, feedback on one of the Medevacs as well. Another feedback goes down. Astrea is one of the best feedback users there is, but that height... Oh, the EMP! Does get a juicy EMP, does Clem. You know what? He kind of rallies in the wrong direction for a second there. Does find himself a probe on the edge. Stalker's chasing him down, which I think is the right call, because if Clem tries to fight you, you're going to storm his bloody face off, aren't you? Units lost tab right now, very close between the two, but Astrea's lack of economy is really hurting him. I think Astrea needs to give up on this northern base, just focus on the southern, or give up on the southern, just focus on the northern. So he needs to make that decision. The fact that he's transferring probes means he's committed to the north. He needs to rotate his main army to the north and start pressuring this base, and he needs to just focus on Zealot run-bys on the south, hitting this third base, which does already have 2 Widow Mines in a bunker, so I think Clem's pretty well prepared. 2 Colossus, 2-2 upgrades and extended thermal lance. Oh, Stalker's blink forward, take out a Medevac. Oh, EMPs! One of the Ghosts does survive, though. Does get a snipe on the High Templar. The Medevac's kind of blocked there, made it hard for him to feed back the Ghost. But, dude, the Stalker micro has been insane. Dude, Astrea's been eating his Wheaties, man. He's been eating his Vegemite. He's been taking his vitamins. This man has been looking very good with his micro. And not just good, but, like, aggressive. Like, he's attacking into Clem in situations where I expect him to back away, and he's doing well with it. And that's something normally Max packs. It's one of the few players who can do that. All right, so Astrea's got 78 workers. His 2-2's almost finished, which should catch him up with the Terran. Clem's +2 attack might finish a few seconds sooner, though. 5th Command Center now starting for Clem. Clem's on 78 workers. He's got a big army supply advantage. A lot of High Templar warping in. Clem finds the northern base. Zealot warp-in should deal with that, but maybe he's just used his warp-ins, eh? The Marine does take out 2 probes. Astrea struggling for map vision. He's still got that observer in the south. Good feedback. Dude, his feedbacks have been great. But those High Templar in the open, they will go down. Where's the rest of his High Templar? They're all in the bottom. Oh, he's got Arc on Colossus down there, hey? I think Recall's absolutely okay here. Maybe it's not, though. His Zealots are splitting off for a counterattack. This base is going to get jumped on. Man, you're spread real thin on this map, guys. Like butter on far too much toast, as Bilbo Baggins would say. And, you know, that's a sad thing, man. Especially if it's like a couple days old, that bread, you know? It's like bakery bread. It doesn't have all the preservatives in it. Within a few days, you're like, man, I really need to lube this up. And that's how Astrea feels about this map right now. This map's feeling a little dry, a little spread too thin. He's trying to counterattack, but I don't think he has the numbers. Oh, Clem's coming in from every side. Clem gets the Colossus on the rally, which is huge. Down here at the bottom side, there is still SCVs in a bunker, making it so he can't push in. High Templar there, ready with the storm, but an EMP lands. He runs in, drops the EMP on the High Templar, and that is a savage pounding that Clem is giving to Astrea right now. I really thought Astrea had some big moments in this game, but just could not after he lost track of the army. Honestly, you know what's crazy? Losing the Oracle is actually where he got in big trouble, guys. It's actually where he lost this game. When the Oracle died, he lost track of the army. He lost his 4th base. And from then on, it felt like Clem was catching him out of position way more. To be fair, Astrea's not dead yet. I shouldn't call it so quickly. He's been feedbacking him so much that the Archons might actually help out because there's no EMP left. We've got a pylon up there. Does see the 5th base landing for Clem, but the main army on the front, that's what we should really be watching. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I just get curious about what's happening on those dots and I stop looking at the fight for a second. Hope you don't mind those very quick sort of jump scare type things. Or jumpaways, I should call them. 5 probes building at a time. Astrea is going to commit to the bottom right side. And like I said, you can't defend this base and this base at the same time. You want to expand in one direction. So I definitely prefer this way of doing it. Stalker Zealot hanging out there. It was a bit of a slow warp in. Not really going to get anything done for Astrea. Astrea's down 50 supply. Units lost tab 3,500 resources in favor of Clem. Bit of an attack in the south, but I feel like all game long there's been like a bunker and a few Widow Mines defending that base. Now it has a pack of Bio Ghost as well, and it's scary to engage into that. 3-3 is on the way for Protoss, far ahead of the 3-3 of Terran, as we see +3 attack start of a turn, but +3 armor never even began. Warp Prism's going to go hide. Bio's going to trap it though. There's Vikings there. Easy cleanup for Clem if he goes south. Good choice to recall. I was like, where'd the Zealot go, guys? Can you believe there's a Zealot in this picture? Guys, play Spot the Zealot. Screenshot it. Spot the Zealot, Twitch chat. You can just see a little bit of yellow through the tree. I'm hiding. Immortal does get caught out down there. Ah, it's a juicy pickup. A few more Immortals being built for Astrea right now. Remember, the Immortals are worse in late game. Because they're the same supply, but worse attack rate. So there's much worse maxed out power level with Immortals. And I don't think they were anything to write home about against Terran before the patch either in late game. So, oh man, he's trapped. Dude, the Storm didn't hit the Vikings at all. They were just a bit too far north there. More units coming in, but I don't think Astrea has the numbers. Oh, big Storm in the south. But that's the last one of his Storms. And even though he's got a good angle, there's so much Terran. Such good upgrades. He does get another nice Storm in the north. One flanking High Templar from the left side. If he can chase Clem back into a clumped Storm, but Clem immediately just moves forward instead. Only eats a tiny bit of it. And Clem's efficiency off the charts right now, dude. 6,000 plus. And even with the 3-3 now versus 2-2 upgrade advantage, without the splash damage behind it, it's just a bit too hard. Clem's ability to micro his units, stutter step back, land EMPs, spread versus splash damage, it's ridiculous. It's so crazy, man. Because like Clem does so many things that your average Terran just cannot even begin to dream of. And yet he makes it look so effortless because he will micro for 20 minutes straight, and you'll always see his opponents run out of steam at some point, right? We saw him do this versus Hero at EWC. Every game, it was like constant fighting for 10-15 minutes, and then Hero would like try to take a moment to reset his macro, and Clem would dive into 3 bases at the same time and just like kill his economy and win the game suddenly. And it was like, no. The moment Hero backed off from attacking him, Clem would get in all of his mineral lines, do a big push, and just rock him. Now you might be wondering, what do I mean when I say Clem rocks him? So for those who don't know, there is basically the original strategy game, Scissors, Paper, Rock, is actually very imbalanced because Rock has no counter because it's always the best option to pick first, right? You idiots are always out there picking Scissors, and that's why Rock is overpowered. So Clem out here just rocking Protoss because there is no answer to how good he is. It's a big Immortal wall. Oh, Libs are here now. Oh no, he's upgraded Lib Girth. Oh, that's a girthy Terran. Clementhy Chalamet getting in here, showing he is not afraid to use missile weapons, projectile weapons. That's right, no more sword and shield following the Emperor's rules. No. We're going to use explosives. We're going to go Mad Dog. We're going to get in here and drop some freedom on your ass. He's even fighting out of range of the Libs right now, which is not advisable. But I don't think it matters because the reinforcing Libs come in. He's got so much Marauder Ghost. Astrea's done a fantastic job of surviving. I'm very impressed that he is not dead yet. I'm amazed at that, in fact. And I think Clem keeps expecting him to keel over and die, and Astrea just refuses to go down. He is dead, don't get me wrong, but he's basically canceling the death animation repeatedly. And he's still doing it, man. He's still got a big economy, 86 workers. How is he doing this? I mean, I do think Clem's getting a little bit sloppy with his engages, to be sure. And he could hit this top base with anything and Astrea would crumble. But hats off to Astrea, man. Microing very well. How many ghosts have died in this game? 20 for 16 High Templar. Wow. Single High Templar in the back. You can see that ghost splitting off. He's going to cloak. He knows you don't have anything to deal with it. Oh, no detection. Snipes the full energy High Templar. Really well played, man. Woo-wee. Girthy. There's a reason Terrans don't have affordable healthcare. They invest all their money in freedom. Hey, mate, if you had freedom that girthy, you'd invest in it as well, mate. Come on, man. I mean, don't tell me you don't feel awe when you look at something like a modern giant aircraft carrier or something like that. Same thing when I see the girth on that Liberator. Dude, I'm like preschool for children. Cut it from the budget. Yeah, what else do we need? Parental leave, maternal leave, cut it from the budget. Extra girth for our Liberators. Yeah, baby. Clem with a very nice comeback there in game 2, ties up the series 1-1. All right, guys, sorry, we had a little break there to grab a snack, but we are 2 minutes into game 3. Astrea going Sentry first. I think Oracle first is better personally, but Sentry first did amazing for him in game 1, so fair call. Clem in the top left side. Going to be going back to expand builds here. The double gas opening. I think he actually, I was criticizing the Reaper Hellion into the sort of 3-rack sort of style, but I actually think he played it really well. I think Clem balanced it out really well. I think when you see an Oracle with that build, if you're me, your heart sinks and you're like, I invested a lot in Reaper Hellion that's going to achieve nothing. But Clem kept the Oracle away from scouting what he was doing for so very long. Now, I do believe, and I'll have to ask Astrea about it later today after the series, I do think if Astrea had gone for those extra gates and charge earlier rather than Storm, he would have had a much easier time in that game. And I wonder if you guys agree. I wonder if you guys agree. Look at Pig, complaining about privileges. His wife bring him food usually. I mean, do you guys normally have a job where you're there for 8 hours straight? Like, if you're away for more than a minute and a half at a time, yeah, your performance goes down. I am literally, as a Twitch streamer, I'm like an Amazon employee, guys. I have to wear an adult diaper because otherwise, if I'm in the warehouse, I'm not gonna meet my requirement, and Daddy Bezos is gonna get angry. You know, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be here the whole time. Yeah, no, it is pretty lucky, to be fair. Anyways, Doc cooked a big batch of fried rice yesterday. It tastes so good. I'm gonna smash some as soon as this stream's over. It's gonna be really nice. Pig, you never heard of a poop sock? Oh my god, a sock that you poo in? No, that's gross, man. Just do it on the floor like a regular human and then scrape it up later. Jeez. All right, guys, so we got ourselves a nice Cyclone Pressure. These are the builds that used to just accidentally win games, and they're so good against Stargate openings. But Astrea is ready for it. He's so well prepared. He seems to know what's happening. He's chronoing Phoenix. He's got his 2 gateways now. He does have 50 energy, so he can recharge the battery when it runs out of energy here. Guardian Shield's also really good against these builds because Guardian Shield absolutely destroys Marines, but the Sentry runs too far forward, and I think that's a good start for Clem. 2 Marines for a Sentry is a really good start. I think as Astrea, you'd love to fight this though. If you can shut this down with the Phoenix, like, pick, just go. He's got to go for it. I think Astrea might be being too fancy. He's already lost himself for Phoenix. I mean, yes, 3 more Marines went down, but yeah, pick up the Cyclones and just win it. Because once that medevac's gone, Clem can't do all this fancy micro anymore. Now it's just Marines against Stalkers, and we know that favors the Stalkers, assuming you have some good micro, which of course Astrea does. There is no reason to lose that Stalker at all. Yeah, just keep running it all the way to the battery, and that's a fantastic hold. So Clem tries to lean into the Cyclone Pressure on the early aggro, but I think a little bit too one-dimensional with the commitment. I think he should have stayed a bit further back from the battery, and it seems like, I would say overall, normally that favors Protoss. However, despite the units lost tab favoring, let's keep in mind, 3rd Nexus just started. It's a pretty late 3rd base. But on the other hand, the Liberator is going to fly home. 2 tanks, a handful of Marines, a Viking. There's not a lot of anti-air. I feel like the Phoenix could do so much damage over the next 2 minutes. And I think that's where Astrea can explode in this game. A little supply block, but his pylons are finishing. Stalker's pulling back. Is Clem actually pushing with this? Guys, this is Clem faking him out. Even Astrea's like, there's no way you're actually going to leave your base with this, right? And Clem's like, yes, I will. And it's like, dude, your army sucks. It's such a bad army. But Clem's just going to move about 3/4 of the way across the map, then he's going to turn around and go home. If he doesn't turn around and go home, he's completely drunk. Phoenix come in and find crazy damage, and that's the downside of moving out like that, picking up every single unit that shoots up. He's going to go for the tank, but this Marine, it's a Clem Marine. You know he's going to focus fire your red hit point Phoenix because it's Clem. Now it looks like the Liberator, the tank's still continuing across the map. Clem's crazy. Clem's actually a mad dog, guys. 9 Stalkers with no blink. If Astrea can get a Twilight and go charge, he's going to be in an exceptional position. Phoenix find the army, but, oh, Viking gets a kill. Nice move. Once the Stalkers find this army, though, that's where things go well for Astrea. Astrea says, how dare you move so far on the map? And he goes in for the punish. Picks off the tanks, picks off the Vikings. Of course, Clem focus fires, kills a Phoenix anyway. But that is a massive pickoff. And like I said, it's a crazy move for Clem to be doing that. Now, he did kill a single probe and waste mining time with the Liberator. But Astrea, good reaction so far. And that Liberator, I mean, what are you going to do? A little bit more mining time. And looks like he's going to get just one more probe. 2 probes. That's a really good cleanup. Astrea's Stalkers go down on the other side, though. He did just lose 2 Stalkers to the tank siege up. Nice move. And we've got a Forge. A Twilight going down would be massive. He does have a Robo Bay, so Colossus starting soon would be good, but Astrea's just so far ahead. He just needs to, like, equalize his economy, basically. Get gas, get himself on Forge and Twilight, and I think he can monster mode Clem here. You got to see that. That's so obvious. Don't you dare fly into that Astrea. Don't you... Astrea? No, Astrea! No, Astrea! Where are you rivals, mate? Wake up. So, okay, at least he only takes one of those. Boy, I was just like, surely when he looks at this, he's going to see it. But he might have even clicked it in on the minimap and then looked at it a second later. All right, guys, 55 against 66 workers. 5 more gateways on the way. +1 attack. Extend thermalats. Phoenix rotating around. Oh, Marine pulling back. Tank Viking hanging out. Okay, I feel like Astrea is very solid. The question is, which version of Clem? Because if Clem's playing like, I really want to win StarCraft, he does a bit more of a slow play and just like gets to late game and tries to win there. Moo! That's right, guys. This map has cows. It's, I think, the only map in the pool that has cows on it. It gets me excited, personally. I don't know why. I like it. It's different. We used to have Rufus, the dog, on some maps. What should we name the cow, guys? What's like a good name for a cow? We had Rufus. I guess we could make it Brutus. Just stick with that naming sort of format. I don't know what other good cow names there are. Bertha. Bertha's a very good cow name. Mutus is another name as well. Like Mutus. Burger. That's mean, mate. That's mean. Nah, to be fair, I think most cows want to be burgers. Let's be real. It's what they're born for, mate. You can't be that naturally good at a thing and not accept it as your fate, right? Come on. Second Forge on the way. Warp Prism does come out. To Colossus. Now, yeah, I think Clem's just going to knuckle down. Second eBay Armory. 4th Command Center. Ghosts coming out 3 at a time. Just knuckle down, survive, and if you get to late game, man, use the girthy libs, use your amazing ghost control. Astrea, there is no reason for him to give any room at all to Clem. Astrea? Astrea? Okay, Zealot does come back. He must have already used a warp in. 4 probes down to that Marine. Phoenix coming in. Astrea's going for it. Astrea knows he's ahead. It's hard to attack like this, though. Especially with these Widow Mines spread, the tank positioning, the way the bio engages out front and then they kite back behind the tank. He can pull SCVs at the last minute as well. I mean, Astrea is ahead, but this is his... I would say this sort of attack is kind of his weak spot, right? Like, Astrea's not that great at committing to these. I feel like if he wants to do it, he has to attack from the top side with Zealot Archon as well. Dude, the Colossus are getting good damage now, though. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Remember, there's a Warp Prism on that right side. Another Zealot Warping could be massive. Astrea gets rid of the tanks. There's only a few Vikings, but the Phoenix are almost all completely gone. There's no Zealots left on the ground as well. Astrea, he's trying to build probes behind this. He's not doing this like an all-in. He is kind of macroing behind it, but his Disruptor goes very far forward. Does not land, though. Clem's way too fast on the dodgies. Astrea's already found himself down in supply. This is just, Clem is so good at defending. Like I said, if Clem attacks, I think Astrea could have crushed him with his advantage. But if Clem just turtles up and puts the pressure on Astrea, Astrea doesn't want to play late game versus Clem. He tries to make the play, and Clem, with just flawless defense like always, forces Astrea to run away, tail between his legs. He's got himself a few Zealots going for a counterattack, the Archons and the Disruptors pulling back, and Astrea going now for 2-1 upgrades, but 2-2 is already about a third complete for Clem. So Clem has a big lead now, and the unit efficiency, should we show it, guys? I kind of don't want to. Ugh, 2,100 in favor of Clem. Remember, Astrea was ahead. Now he's behind over 2,000 resources, so you can imagine that's about a 3,000 resource swing in this game, maybe even more than that. Let's call Clem his own race. We can't balance Terran around this. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, there's a meme that like, oh, we're nerfing Cyril at this point because Cyril's too good and stuff. But realistically, obviously, I don't think we should be like nerfing Cyril into the ground. And I don't think we have. I think the fact that over the last 6 years, Cyril's been as consistently dominant as he has been, I think shows us that the balancing of Zerg has, for the most part, been pretty good, right? If Clem wins a championship and then immediately just gets hard nerfed, like in a whole bunch of ways, and he starts losing everything, that would suck for sure. I don't think anyone should aim for that. It's not like we need to make Clem lose tournament. Heck no. Not a good approach. I think everyone's on board with that except for a few, you know, haters, basically. Oh, the Vikings just snipe the Colossus the moment it recalls and he just fades away. And this army's like, lol, free Nexus kill, let's go. I mean, it's a nice cancel for Astrea. He can hang in here and maybe get back in. I love that he's adding Storm, but look at that quad drop. Oh my god, a single Phoenix, guys. Oh man, this is when you're one dude with a musket and you see a tank rolling at your position. Whoa, quad drop in the main is going to be brutal. This main is always wide open to drops on this map, which is why the 5th base should be taken, I think, below the main base, just so your army gets out in that area of the map and kind of defends by controlling the middle. Storms do some damage, but not enough, and Clem's going to dive the left side as well. Brutal, savage, Clemmed. That's right, guys. The entire saying just changed because he is Clem and he's Clemming. And right now, you know, people think of lemmings like morons that just kind of walk forward off cliff faces into volcanoes and stuff. Clemming, very different from lemming. He does it just as kind of matter-of-factly, just as straightforward like a lemming walking to its doom. But in this case, it's Clem walking in, fixing his bayonets, and then decapitating Protoss and Zergs. Very well played by Clem. Makes the comeback there, and he wins 2-1.